What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Savoy, and we're back to start a new album. I will keep looking out for the Under album that might arrive in the mail, and indeed Graham forwarded a message from the company that it was ordered from and who sent it, and it was basically like, sometimes it takes longer than 3 weeks, good luck, essentially. So I remember once I ordered a techno record from the UK, I think it was a Scottish seller, and after 2 months, which is way longer than most packages take, I messaged, I was like, hey, I probably got lost somewhere, no worries. If it shows up as, return to you, let me know. And then, a month after that, it showed up. And it was like, wait, what? So, again, it might show up at some point. But in the meantime, we'll get started on the next album, and when I do get it, I'll show you and put it up on the music wall. But the first track of the 2001 album, Reasons to Stay Indoors, is, in fact, the title track. So yeah, it's convenient to talk about the theme, which, when I start an album these days, I do tend to think about it in the same way I think about a track title. And yeah, there are many reasons one might stay indoors, both internal and external, meaning it could be inclement weather, it could be hostile conditions, there could be a lot of things going on outside that you don't want to be a part of or you don't want to experience. But I think more often it would be something internal, the desire to have a sleepy, comfortable day, or to stay in bed or around the house with someone very dear to you, which of course you're immediately thinking Paul and Lauren. But it does also make me think about something like Foot of the Mountain, which, again, complicated song in the history of a-ha, but Paul's original meaning or essence of the sentiment behind it, to get out of the city, to get away from the rat race, the noise, the cacophony of modern human existence, and to find some measure of solace and perhaps companionship at the foot of the mountain, out in nature where humans have spent most of their history. So yeah, when I look at the title, I sort of feel a bit of that same vibe, even if of course you can stay indoors in a city dwelling. So let's see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Savoy, the track is Reasons to Stay Indoors, and it's the opening track of the 2001 album of the same name.
Accepted into Yale, but they'll excuse you when you fail. You'll get a scholarship to Brown, but their color brings you down. You'll go to Colgate for a year in the fresh air up there. You'll grow a habit hard to please from a semester overseas. You're really not quite well, you know that. And everyone can tell, you know the to stay indoors. You don't need anymore. You remind me of the man I once was, and some say I still am.
I didn't see that coming.
You'll have a job right out of school while your friends do something cool. You'll get politically involved, but your actions lack resolve.
I didn't know what the rhyme would be, but I knew that first line.
For a while, dressed in black and creepy vibes. You'll stay inside for weeks on end with imaginary friends. You'll feeling not quite well. You know that everyone can tell. You know the reasons to stay indoors. You don't need anymore. You remind me of the man I once was, and some say I still am. Reasons to stay indoors. You don't need anymore. You remind me of the man I once was, and some say I still am. You don't need anymore. You remind me of the man I once was, and some say I still am. You remind me of the man I once was, and some say I still am. You'll get accepted into Yale, but they'll excuse you when you fail. You'll get a scholarship to Brown, but that color brings you down.
Also, your housing isn't covered. Nor your meals. Wow. So, number one, that's one of my favorites from them so far. Number two, Paul sounded incredible on the vocals in that one. Number three, well, I do feel there's some elements there where it's like, that's been present since the first album. This, nevertheless, feels quite different from the material on Mary Is Coming. And to be fair, by the time you get to Lackluster Me, I was already saying that. But I feel like here, there's a lot of distance traveled and a lot of sonic sophistication compared to the mid-90s Mary Is Coming. So, which again, I've only heard one tune here. So, we'll see what I say as we continue to go through the album. But that was incredible. And the way the track came together at the end and just really reached this incredible crescendo, not only with Paul's vocals, but sonically and, just little details, the tambourine rhythm and the book-ended opening and beginning with that down-tempo ambient percussive groove and the strings which would come in, I think, like post-chorus. Basically, they came around at a couple regular intervals, and those were very rich and unexpected. Little dancing keyboard near the end standing out, just an incredible tune from top to bottom. Lyrically, I'm fascinated. It sounded, at first I was like, okay, so they were talking about like one of their kids, and then it's like, so wait, we're talking about, I guess, a male, young person, big opportunities, maybe big expectations, certainly enough aptitude and endeavor to get into Ivy League schools, which is not easy, but then we're talking about this person failing and staying in their room weeks on end, and they weren't reading anymore, so if that's not happening, then perhaps they're not going to finish out their degree, but apparently Yale is going to make excuses for them or cover for them or something when they fail. And then it seemed to go beyond, you're going to have to work hard right after school, and all your friends are going to be off on, senior vacations or, taking that mid-20s time to kind of live their life before they try to come back and settle in a career. So there's a distinction being drawn between a character described in third person. At first I thought more sympathetically, and then I thought at least with more nuance, if not more critically, and I'm not quite sure, why their trajectory is different from their cohorts unless it is about some psycho-emotional disposition which is causing them to be reclusive and stay in their house at times. I do feel like I get more florid when I listen to a tune I like a lot, and I feel like this is a clear example of that. So, top track. Shout out to Graham, as always, for sharing the Savoy material and for putting me on to this side quest of the Aha larger journey. And as I said, one of my favorites from them. Pual sounding fantastic on the vocals. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time.
Peace.